Walking down the road less traveled. It's harder when the sun is shining, 'cause
Hello guys, welcome back to day number 4 of US Challenger Series number 5. Trying to get my numbers right, in the right way around. I am Dignitas. I am joined by Metas once again for this game, for game number 2. So first cast of the day with Metas. How are you doing today, Metas?
Hey man, I've not had the greatest of days, but I'm really looking forward to this grand finals. I am seeing from Heimerdingers Colossi, they have a few champions they're very comfortable on. As Broken Shard was talking about, Maluna Nocturne's going to be very interesting. But
30 seconds until minions spawn.
so that's good.
Yeah, so it looks like we should just be back on the audio. Sorry about that, guys. I think Metas was just saying that Extinct on Fizz is something that we are really, really enjoying it to watch. And a thing about Extinct on Fizz, Broken Shard actually has been a busy bee checking for us that actually he's gone through 30-0-0 for masteries and is running hybrid penetration marks as well. So looking for an early kill in this game. It looks like they're going to do the double golems start into red, and then I'm expecting, I guess, to see Nocturne come to that mid lane for that very early gank alongside Fizz potentially. So we'll take a look at what Heimerdingers Colossi's plan for this game is. They had the good plan for the last game to roam early on with Twisted Fate. We'll see whether they have something similar as well.
That's very interesting. It's a nice pickup there from Broken Shard. That 13-0, you can definitely see that Extinct is looking for those early kills, as you say. He is countered Twisted Fate here. Very much considered a hard counter to TF is Fizz, because of course his Playful Trickster is going to allow him to dodge pretty much everything that TF throws out. As I was also saying, as Bass had a couple of TS issues, Freeze on Draven we have seen a few times so far in the US Challenger Series, and he's very, very scary. If he gets a lead, he is going to really pound it hard and try and take as many kills as possible. Renekton is flashing up red there at top lane, but it's just going to be a bit of a headbutting, nothing else.
Yeah, and you can see for once we're getting these duo bot lanes again, picking that Draven Sona lane to try and counteract. I guess they were kind of expecting to see a little bit of a squishy lane again, maybe expecting to see that Varus out from Peculiar, but Draven Sona's going to put a lot of damage just like he did in the first game. We'll see if they can make that work for them, and trying to just harass as much as they can against Nami and Caitlyn. We saw Nami actually played yesterday. That Aqua Prison with the 1.5 second stun is a lot of CC. So we'll see exactly how this bot lane ends up playing out. They're putting a lot of damage down onto Caitlyn. Mithy goes in for the Hymn of Valor, will put more damage on. Did Matroko actually use Barrier there? Yes, Matroko did. So that's an important summoner spell used already in this bot lane. Mithy did use Ignite, however.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, we saw Phelox on the Nami yesterday. The Tidal Wave is so good for CC and disruption in team fights. It's definitely one to watch out for as we progress on into this game. And it looks like bot lane, it's a bit of a razor's edge down there, because with the Barrier and Ignite being down, if Draven can land a good stand aside, it could very well just kick off. Meanwhile, at top, it's pretty much just a farming frenzy with Nocturne trying to join in the action. Once he comes through this tri-bush, though, he is going to walk over a ward, so I don't think anything is going to play out just there. In the meantime, Amazing has gone to bot lane, but not exactly going to be able to do too much from that position with the creep wave pushing right now. So, looks like we'll just be farming for a little while longer, Stress.
Yeah, he's going to actually go back towards his jungle, as he said. So, couldn't really find anything on right there, but is returning to the lane once again. Ward goes down from Mithy, they know he's there. Now they're going to fall back. Ebb and Flow will land, but doesn't have all that much damage right now. Phylox is going to just try and shove Draven back off the lane, trying to keep an eye on the mid lane and top lane, because mid's going to explode when they hit level 6. You can see that Grillum is actually heading back fairly frequently to pick up some early health. It means he will get a little bit behind on experience, but he's trying to just push as much as possible. He's already level 5 though, so Extinct didn't quite stay on top of farming that. You can see Maluno is heading down towards his bottom lane again. Not 6, so doesn't have Paranoia available. And there is a ward as well. So they will be able to spot him as he comes through. Maluno's actually going to go straight into lane. No waiting around. Tries to get the Q landed on, but won't quite get it. Will back off.
Yeah, and as you say, once you start to see the mid laners hitting 6, expect some explosions around the map, because of course Destiny from Twisted Fate is a great ganking tool, but you've also got the teleport once again on Extinct, who is jumping on towards Grillum. He's going to be jumping back in with the Playful Trickster, could very well be going for the first blood, pops on the Ignite, but doesn't look like it's going to be enough, as Grillum will chug through a health pop. Meanwhile, at top lane, just caught out the corner of my eye that Amazing has gone into the tri-bush area, so he's going to be coming around fairly soon, you have to think. But Yamato Cannon is actually pulling himself back, so now Amazing's going to go in, of course, with the Q, the E, which is the Ice Blast. He's going to try and make some damage happen, but could JWoww even survive by the time he gets there? Dominus has been popped from Yamato Cannon, now going to be turning around, and perhaps Amazing just waited a bit too long to come out and gank, because by the time he got there, JWoww was very nearly dead.
Yeah, I think Yamato Cannon put out a little more damage than JWoww was expecting to take right then. You can see he's even going to try and farm that wave through. He had hit level 6, so did have that Dominus available, as you said. JWoww also, I believe, had Void Assault available, but it wouldn't have helped him out all that much in that engagement. You can see Grillum has hit 6 himself, so that Destiny will be available. Extinct does have Chum the Waters as well. With Maluno just hanging around in this mid lane, he's looking to see what the rest of the lanes are doing, but he does have some jungle camps just spawned, so he's just going to go back and farm those up. Wards have been placed a lot around the mid lane, and you can see down in the bottom lane, Caitlyn's out farming Draven by just a little bit so far. Does have the BF sword, so that will have a lot of damage there on those auto attacks, and Caitlyn with that extra range is going to be able to outrange Draven, but Draven does have a lot of damage as it is.
Yeah, and with Sona being able to lock the Caitlyn and Nami in place with Crescendo, they can definitely try and make something happen. The problem is they can't really bunch up, because the Aqua Prison is going to be fine out from Nami. If it hits both players, that's pretty much going to mark the end of the engage right there. And then, if not, Tidal Wave can come through. So Nami's a very good defensive or offensive support, depending on the situation. Really is a jack of all trades. I was going to mention before I got sidetracked, I get sidetracked a lot in these kind of games, especially when Extinct is going hyper aggressive. But when they start to hit level 6, when Maluno hits 6, you could potentially see a double gank in one of the lanes. A teleport coming in from Fizz with the Paranoia from Nocturne. I wouldn't be too surprised to see something big happen, especially alongside the Crescendo, or potentially, again, Yamato Cannon is going to go in deep at top onto JWoww. But either way, Nocturne has just hit himself 6. You are going to have Yamato Cannon jumping in at the bot lane. Meanwhile, Twisted Fate is flashing up red again as Fizz is just putting on the pressure. And all the lanes are starting to get pretty intense here, Stress, and we still have no first blood after 8.5 minutes. I can't remember saying that in another Heimerdingers Colossi game.
Yeah, that is very true. You can see Extinct tried to all in there in the mid lane against Grillum, but actually didn't have his Ignite available at the time, so kind of just backed off. Didn't really feel like tower diving without that Ignite to tick down. So Grillum's actually headed towards that bush. I was wondering whether he was going to teleport into the bot lane or just recall out. Looks like he's in two minds about it. Did cancel that recall, will recall once again. So yeah, Twisted Fate just trying to decide exactly where he's going to go, and this is the first time we've seen Grillum off Syndra. Will he find a comfortable place in this game, or will he be a little bit one-sided? Extinct, not quite getting the Playful Trickster over the wall.
Yeah, I caught that as well. So, yeah, a minor misstep, but nothing too serious. He is going to be pulling himself back towards mid, regardless. Let's have a look at some of the farm while we still have this lull. I am keeping an eye on the bot lane because, of course, Maluno is waiting from the sides. With the paranoia, he doesn't actually have to be visible. He can just pop on along. Here we go. Mithy is going to be moving into position. Actually walks on a trap. The Aqua Prison comes in as well from Nami, and that will knock Freeze into the air. So Balluno's like, okay guys, not working here, I'm going to pull myself back and maybe come back a few minutes later and see if we can make something happen, and then pick up the Drake afterwards. So yeah, Maluno's going to pull back to the Wolves.
Yeah, the wave was a little bit out of the position that they would have liked for that, and with that Aqua Prison landing as well, it just kind of stunted the follow-up from the rest of the team, so wouldn't have quite been able to catch on towards that, but Heimerdingers Colossi just trying to solidify any type of advantage in lane. The gold is actually fairly even, considering that in mid lane you can see 92 CS to 66, so already Extinct is heavily out farming. They are catching on towards amazing gold card lock. Maluno did, I don't think, got the spell shield off quite on that by the looks of it. Extinct will pick up the first blood in that mid lane. Didn't quite see who that gold card landed on though, to be honest.
Yeah, just a case that Maluno wrong place at the wrong time. Caitlyn is flashing up at bot lane. He is going to be going down from Sona. Now going to be turning on towards Phylox. The tidal wave has been popped. Here comes Twisted Fate though in the meantime, forcing the flash from Freeze. So they're going to focus onto Mithy instead. Aqua Prison will be landing, but here comes the teleport, courtesy of Fizz. He's actually cancelled the teleport, I think, at the end. So I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I didn't quite see that myself. I was just double checking. Broken Shard just messaging me to say he did get the spell shield. I was a little bit confused because the gold card made the sound of when you hit, but I didn't see the actual gold effect on the person. So a little bit confused by that one. One of those interactions that I don't see all that often. So missed a little bit. Didn't quite see, as I said, what happened with that teleport, but Extinct is at 1-0-0 with the Sheen finished. So that goes towards that Lich Bane, which is a very important and core item for Fizz. 103 CS to 72, so doing a great job of shutting down that Twisted Fate in the mid lane already.
Yeah, Fizz was channeling the teleport. The reason I was a bit confused for a couple of seconds is thinking, why is it on half of the cooldown? Well, of course, when you do cancel your teleport, the reduction of cooldown is down to 180 seconds from 300. So you do get slightly penalized, but it's not quite as demanding or taxing as giving you the full duration of the cooldown. Either way, Fizz probably thinking, okay, Soda's going to be just fine. I don't want to put myself in harm's way, and that will be 2-0. So yeah, basically it's looking all good for Heimerdingers Colossi. They take 1k gold lead, but the good news from Peculiar Gaming's perspective is Nocturne wasn't down at the bot lane, so they haven't managed to convert that pick into a Drake steal. So that's one thing to look out for from Peculiar Gaming. They're still pretty much neck and neck as Caitlyn goes down again at bot lane. And Freeze is looking so strong. Tidal Wave comes in. It is going to catch the side of Freeze, but there's not a great deal that Amazing can do to follow up on that damage. In doing so, may very well have put himself in harm's way. So I'm talking about how Heimerdingers Colossi are looking good. It's looking even better for them now, especially as Renekton and Fizz are looking to chime on to Grolem, but the Chum the Waters narrowly misses, and they will both pull themselves back.
Yeah, and something that Heimerdingers Colossi have done really well with that bot lane this game is, I don't think there's been a moment in this game past about the 2-minute mark where that Tribush in bot lane hasn't been warded. Of course, Nunu has a very short range comparative to some junglers, for instance Nocturne, Nautilus, who can come in through a lane from pretty much either Tribush or just from a fair distance and close a lot of distance very quickly. Nunu doesn't really have that ability. He has to get in range for the snowball. So they've been able to track Nunu anytime he's headed down to this bottom lane from a long distance away, and it's given them the ability to move completely away from the gank before it's even been effective. You saw the tail end of that last engagement. They spotted Amazing on the ward, already were pulling back even though Draven was caught in an Aqua Prison. Amazing just wasn't able to get into range to make any impact on that lane.
Yeah, it's very, very true. Amazing has been lurking around bot a few times, but he's not been able to pounce on anything just yet. And even with the hyper CC support that is Nami, still can't do a great deal. Yeah, the Aqua Prison may land, but you still got so much raw damage coming in after that. Tidal Wave has been used a couple times, but a little too late for my from my views. I mean, right there at the end, Caitlyn is now being aggressed upon once again behind the tower from Freeze and Mithy. This is what I was saying before. When Freeze takes an advantage at bot lane, he really crushes it. That is pretty much the mentality of Heimerdingers Colossi. As we said yesterday, we liken them to, a pit bull or a bulldog, just basically constantly never letting you rest for a couple of seconds. Really just harassment based, and already they've picked up that bot tower and they're going to look to push the second one as well. Meanwhile at top lane you actually have JWoww being really heavily aggressed upon by Yamato Cannon. He's maybe trying to bait out a re-engage, but not going to happen as Maluno is staying in that top bush. I feel here stressed that JWoww is going to die very, very soon.
Yeah, Grillem's actually getting chased on towards as well. Extinct is going to stay in an absolute zero, so ends up taking a lot of damage. Paranoia used in that top lane to try and catch on towards JWoww. Extinct still getting away, though, using that playful trickster in the mid lane. So neither lane found a kill, but we might find one in the bottom lane. Crescendo will be used into him of Valor. Freeze got caught in an aqua prison, though, and the tidal wave. Matrocco going to take a lot of damage from the auto attacks from Draven. Forced to barrier, it's not going to be enough. Destiny has been used. The tower is actually going to pick up the kill. Phelox picks that up, so good to divert that kill onto the support rather than letting it go to that mid laner. Phelox not quite going to get the flash. Extinct can't chase, doesn't want to go in towards the turret, though. So, yeah, they managed to mitigate a kill off the mid laner there by dying to the tower, which sounds really strange and a little bit silly, but that transfer of gold keeps Twisted Fate a little bit more behind than he would be.
Yeah, that was really, really nice play from Freeze. Again, it's that composure and clarity under pressure. He's like, I'm going to die. There is no way I'm surviving this. My summoner spells aren't currently looking too good for me in this position. I'm probably going to go down. So instead of basically trying to escape, and futile, he allows himself to be auto-attacked from Phelox and then suicides on the tower, giving Phelox the kill, as you said. But that was quite an interesting passage of play where we actually had engages on all three lanes simultaneously. I thought JWoww would die at top lane, but of course he flashed and jumped at the same time. He's now going to be re-engaging on towards Yamato Cannon, igniting him as well, so feeling like this kill should be secured. He is flashing up red here, Yamato Cannon. Can he manage to survive? I don't feel like he is. No, he won't. And that is going to be a kill for JWoww. But with all this pressure being put at top lane, you can see that Heimerdingers Colossi are going to congregate on the Drake and try and pick it up.
Yeah, and up in that top lane, Yamato Cannon didn't have Dominus available, so he pretty much knew as soon as Kha'Zix appeared and started doing damage, that was the end for him. So he kind of just tried to tie him up a little bit, hold him back, so that pretty much when they had the vision of the rest of the people on the map, they knew they could get a free dragon out of that. So they will pick up the dragon, puts them about 3,000 gold in the lead, but this is more like the Peculiar Gaming that we're used to seeing. They're actually chasing on towards Matrocco, a Heimerdingers Colossi, and Matrocco now trying to just take as much resolve as he can from this, putting a couple of auto attacks onto the tower. He's actually going to try and run away, but will run into a Maluno right now. So Matrocco knows he's not long for this world, and will try and just tie up the members of Heimerdingers Colossi for as long as possible. Got a couple of extra shots onto that tower as well, but really was a little bit out of position with that one.
Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for Matrocco. JWoww is actually going to be jumping on towards Extinct here. I'm not sure if this is a fight he wants. Having said it though, Grillum was moving up from the rear, so yeah, his is going to pull himself back. But Matrocco just feels so choked right now. It's so claustrophobic at the lane. He doesn't have a great deal of gold compared to the Draven. He's on 0 for 4 as his team will pick up the mid tower there. Amazing actually going in with the Ice Blasts, but is going to be forced back. So Matrocco, I think, wanted some extra farm, realizing that he was behind Draven by quite a significant margin on kills and, not feeling too comfortable. So he pushed past the Tribush without any wards, and it was actually nearly past the river when he got caught, so it was pretty much a free kill for Draven and Sona, with Maluno coming around the back just to secure it for his team. Either way, as you can see, we are 2-2 on towers, 3-6 in gold, and there is about a 2k deficit coming in for Peculiar Gaming. Game 1 was very, very one-sided. Peculiar Gaming are looking to bite back a bit here, Stress. I feel like they do still have a good chance at winning this game.
Yeah, they do, and especially after the first game where they were in a very bad position at this point in the game. I believe at this point it was something like 15 kills to 1, and they were getting pushed into their base at this point. That Peculiar are going to be a lot happier with this game. They are behind, but they're not as behind as I said in game number 1. You can see Yamato Cannon, very similar to game 1 where they built Spirit of the Elder Lizard on Irelia. He's actually building it on Renekton, and Spuddington mentioned that it's becoming a more and more common item on these AD caster style champions. So we're seeing that transition of these spirit items coming out of just junglers building them. Now we're seeing them on AD carries and top laners as well. JWO is actually going to get caught out by Extinct. Extinct did have him tracked up on the wards coming towards top lane, so it's actually an even trade. Somewhat surprising that I don't think Extinct was quite expecting to die. And actually Matroco picked up that tower that he was working on earlier in the game, so I would say that's a good pickup if you're Peculiar, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was a one-for-one trade with Extinct going down. I also wasn't expecting that, and it was a shutdown. So he was 3-0 before that point. In fact, was it actually a shutdown? Because I'm curious as whether Fizz got the kill first or Kha'Zix did. I think that actually Kha'Zix got the kill, so it wasn't a shutdown. I'll retract that statement. Apologies. But yeah, I mean, Caitlyn taking the bot tower is pretty huge for her, not only because it's going to give her some extra gold, she's actually got pretty decent items. You know, if you look at the scoreline 0-4, it doesn't make for good reading, but Bloodthirster and the Last Whisper as well, we talked about this yesterday, she doesn't need to go straight for a Shiv or a Phantom Dance on Caitlyn, doesn't need the attack speed, because she has the Blood Boil coming in consistently from Nunu. So, actually Caitlyn is looking a lot stronger than her score would dictate.
Yeah, and something else that is helping her with that is the fact that she's running armor penetration masteries and actually has a very early Last Whisper. If you look at her stat line, she's actually got 40% armor penetration right now, so she's doing a lot more damage than it feels like she should. But she actually has more gold overall than Draven.
Sorry, did you break up then, or is that my internet going crazy
I may have
again?
broken up then, I'm not too sure. Hopefully we're back
sorry.
with everything. Sorry, just making sure that I was checking everything was right on this one. Hopefully Basil let us know if one of us is breaking up. That would be a little bit helpful. But we are into a little bit of a lull period here. We've got about 1,000 gold lead in favor. It's actually less than that. It's about 600 in favor of Heimerdingers Colossi here. It looks like we get somewhat of a little reset of the game. Everybody's kind of just up in their own lanes and just farming out a little bit, trying to push towers where they can. So one of these characteristic mid-game little lull periods.
Yeah, so just going back to what you were saying before about the overall goal between the two AD carries, Caitlyn is actually, as you say, slightly ahead. She has about a 300 gold advantage, which again, when you look at the scoreline, doesn't really reflect that. One of the reasons, of course, will be Twisted Fate's passive, which does give you additional gold per CS. So that's a nice little chunk of change in the back pocket, but also because they do have the tower up, and Caitlyn has been farming relatively well. Is 20 over Draven. Here comes the Destiny, though, from Twisted Fate. Sona out of position, does manage to land the crescendo, but will go down from Twisted Fate there, with a couple of ultimates burnt in the process. So Tidal Wave and Destiny are both down at the moment, but Sona just a bit too aggressive with the warding, and again, that's Heimerdingers Colossi problem in a nutshell. I feel that sometimes they do get a bit too aggressive, but the idea was nice from Mithy. You can see where he's actually been warding very, very deep into Peculiar Gaming's jungle.
Yeah, we've seen that Mithy has picked up an Oracle's. He had one earlier on in this game. This time, a little bit less secure, as you can see. He's actually 1, 2, and 4. In the last game, we saw Mithy pick it up at about 12 minutes. I saw it on Mithy at about 18, so it may have even just run out before the kill. I'm not quite sure. Didn't quite catch on towards that. But Peculiar are actually going to try and take a position here at Dragon. Heimerdingers Colossi trying to close in. Is Paranoia available? Yes, it is, but I don't think they'll get there before the Dragon goes down. Heimerdingers Colossi know this, but Extinct is chasing, and Whirling Death is going to go through the middle. Amazing. With the absolute zero. Mortraco actually picks up Extinct to start the fight. Extinct will trade that kill back on towards Phelox, though, and it looks like Peculiar are just trying to disengage here. No tower for Amazing to run back behind, so Freeze will likely pick up this kill. Mithy even chasing it on, might go for the Hymn of Valor. Duskbringer is not going to hit, so Amazing actually manages to get out of there by just using that extra movement speed from Blood Boil.
Well, that was a 1-for-1 trade overall because, of course, Fizz went down and a Drake. So again, Peculiar Gaming looking good. They're actually ahead now in gold, albeit by 400, but still, they are definitely in this game. A massive difference from game number 1, where I believe he said it 20 minutes, because I didn't actually manage to catch it myself. I was out and about, but it was a 20-minute surrender, wasn't it?
It was indeed, and really Peculiar did not look like the same Peculiar Gaming that we've had in, week 2. We said they took first place, and they've been, deep into the tournament in other weeks as well. So it was an uncharacteristic loss in game number 1 for Peculiar, but they seem to be a lot more comfortable in this game, which is what we were expecting. And we were talking with Broken Shot about mentality. Extinct's actually going to go on towards JO. Chum the Waters is going to land. Extinct will pick that one up. So Extinct will be happy about that. Now sat at 5-2-0. So already well on his way to being pretty farmed up. Has 1.3k gold on him at the moment. Lichbane finished alongside Seeker's Arm Guard. Turret goes down in the mid lane for Heimerdingers Colossi. Ace in the hole went on towards Freeze, but yeah, not really wanting to follow up on that. Our Peculiar Gaming right now. Ace, Amazing was pretty low. I am so used to saying those two words together that sometimes it just slips out. Hell, I still call Gambit Gaming Moscow 5 from time to time.
Hey, so do I. Sometimes I call EG CLG.eu. So I understand. I feel your pain. Destiny has been popped, but more as a scouting agent, and I think he's going to try something out. No, Grolem's not going to bother following that one up. And I also call New News Ultimate the absolute legend for some reason, because I am just special like that. Either way, you do have a teleport coming at bot lane with the home guard boots as well. Extinct is hungry for another kill, and Matroco, wrong place at the wrong time, is going to get himself fished. That's going to be a very, very fed Fizz already. Again, we said this last time that Extinct was on Fizz. His maneuverability around the map is second to none. He takes the home guard boots and really tries to force the side of the map and split push. It's very difficult now for Peculiar Gaming to figure out where they want to go. Kha'Zix is at top lane, and they still have 2 players pushing through the mid lane as well. So at this point, Stress, where would you defend? You're just being pushed from every angle.
Yeah, this is one of the problems that they have, is they were looking to get Twisted Fate a little bit more farmed. The fact that Extinct now can do a very similar job to Twisted Fate with that Lichbane, which Twisted Fate's actually been forced to rush Azania's Hourglass, which means he's not able to split push. He only has a Sheen. Let's check the gold on him right now. Only in just about 1,000 gold, so still a way off that Lichbane. Means he's not able to put the global pressure on the towers. Kha'Zix is coming around the side though. Yamato Cannon does get tagged by those Void Spikes, but JO actually is going to back away. They don't really want to take that engagement, but a Twisted Fate without Lichbane, while he's still useful and can apply the global pressure to champions, he's not able to be the threat that he really should be at the 30-minute mark on towers. Normally, a Twisted Fate will go up to a tower, pretty much just chunk through it in a matter of seconds, and then either recall or teleport out if he's desperately needs to. And they can't quite do that with Grillum right now.
Yeah, of course, the Lichbane is very nice for tower killing from Twisted Fate because of its passive, which when it procs will do 50 plus 260 bonus magic damage on hit, and of course that is Fizz's stats right now, wouldn't be Twisted Fate's. But I can understand why he's picked Azania's Hourglass up first when you're against a character like Fizz, who is going to pretty much 100 to 0 you in a heartbeat. It's going to keep him alive for a bit longer. Plus, you've got a Draven who himself is putting out a lot of damage, and the Renekton Nocturne can suddenly just jump on top of you out of nowhere. But as you say, that does leave him slightly behind in terms of damage. He's not going to be able to split push and basically take Heimerdingers Colossi out of their comfort zone, because I feel this part of the game right now is where Heimerdingers Colossi feel most comfortable. They're happy to split push, they're happy to keep objective control over the likes of Drake, over the likes of Baron as well. And you are seeing that Peculiar Gaming with the Oracles on Phalox are trying to just get rid of the vision from Heimerdingers Colossi, neutralize that problem. But again, surprise, surprise, Fizz is going towards the bot lane, and with the 2 towers down, could actually start to put some pressure in the next couple of minutes on that inhib tower, which is going to take Kha'Zix out of top lane. Kha'Zix, JWell, we haven't mentioned him too much in this game so far, Stress, but he is doing fairly nice job on farm, and we've seen this previously in the US Challenger Series. If you allow Kha'Zix to get free farm, he's going to hurt you into that late game period. He's going to be jumping in and bursting down Draven very, very fast. Here comes Amazing though from the side, dropping down the Ice Blast on towards Yamato Cannon, and they are just going to pull themselves back. So they thought about doing Baron, I think, for a couple seconds, then thought, maybe we can trap Heimerdingers Colossi, but it's not going to quite work out.
Yeah, we were talking with Broken Shard at the beginning of how Maluno builds tank junglers. Paranoia has been popped. They're going to go on towards Matroko. Can he get the fear to proc? Dustbringer is on as well. Looks like Yamato Cannon will be able to pick that one up. Amazing. Caught by the Chum. The Waters will get dropped down. Here goes JWoww in, but the Zhonya's out from Extinct, means he's not going to take any damage from that. Grulum, caught in the background, will get taken down. Mithy's the one that actually is going to pick that kill up. So, no kills on the side of Peculiar, but they do lose 3 members for it. Heimerdingers Colossi now find themselves in front of the middle inhibitor tower with 35 seconds on Grulum, 20 seconds on Amazing, so they may even, after taking this inhibitor down, without a minion wave I don't think they can push in too much further, but they might back off, look at taking down the dragon, potentially even Baron.
Yeah, I think they've got their sights set on Baron here. Twisted Fate down for 20 seconds. They have walked over a trap, so that's going to signify what Peculiar Gaming's worst fears were to start with, and that's that Baron is going to be taken down very, very shortly. But that all started from some poke and harassment onto Matroko. He was forced to burn the barrier as he was running away, and as soon as Nocturne Maluno popped the Paranoia, it was obvious where he was going to go. JWoww was trying his best to make something happen here, but Baron is already down. Destiny's been used as well. Draven putting down a lot of damage onto JWoww in a short period of time, and with the Destiny not being utilized to go onto Baron, instead being used at bot lane to clear the creep wave, that is a Baroned up Heimerdingers Colossi who suddenly spiked ahead in gold. Up until a couple of minutes ago, Stress, this game was on a knife's edge, but now Heimerdingers Colossi looking to take control, and there's one thing we know about this team, is they don't let up, they don't give you a second chance.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Absolute Legends work so hard for their comeback in Game 1 of the finals, and Heimerdingers Colossi just, as you said, are a team that don't let up. Teleport's going to come into the bot lane from Extinct. Playful Trickster over the wildcards means that the home guard still procced. Extinct melts through Grulum. Actually, wow, I did not see him dying that fast there. Kha'Zix is going to push up through the top lane, however, and something we always say and we don't like to see in that chat, that there's a bit of a vote out for Peculiar. Didn't pass though, but that means their morale is somewhat off center.
Yeah, 3-2 surrender vote, which of course tells you that 3 players think this game is lost, which is never a good mental state to be in. Also, Twisted Fate died at bot lane without using his Zhonya's Hourglass, so you said you weren't expecting him to die that quick. I don't think Grolem was expecting to die that quick either, so that's kind of the burst potential that Fizz brings to the table. He now has a Void Staff as well on top of the Baron buff, so let's have a quick look at his ability power right now. 491, he is doing significant damage. He has the Zhonya's Hourglass as well, so even if you do manage to somehow survive his burst damage and try to retort back onto it, he's just going to go invulnerable for a couple of seconds, come back out again, have Playful Trickster off cooldown, and rinse and repeat. In the meantime, you're going to have Freeze and Maluno pushing this bot lane, while Fizz is around the top/mid. So Kha'Zix, I'm not too sure. I guess he's trying to stop this top tower from going down, get a bit more farm, but it's difficult, really. I can't see how Peculiar Gaming can hold off, because they've got so much dive potential with the Fizz and also Nocturne. Here comes the combo again onto JWoww. Look at the damage. He does pop off the Void Assault, but in the meantime, you're going to have the rest of Heimerdingers Colossi pressuring this bot lane. But yeah, JWoww from 100 to a quarter in literally the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and all Heimerdingers Colossi now have to do is drift back into the lane, make sure there's no vision on them, and then just reset and go again, because they already know that Extinct should be fine up there on his own. He has this on his Hourglass to pretty much just wait through a lot of the damage, and as long as they're going in this 1 and 4 situation, Peculiar are never going to want to engage 4v4 here, because even though Extinct is the one that is very powerful, Destiny's actually going to come up to the top lane, and Extinct's just going to back off. They've drawn one out of position. Here they go on towards the tower. This is what Heimerdingers Colossi were looking for. They've got the numbers advantage. They are likely to get another inhibitor. Extinct is actually going to take down one in the 2v1 up in the top lane. Inhibitor does go down in the bottom lane as well. Now, Heimerdingers Colossi with the super minions from the mid lane are going to push on towards their Nexus turrets. Amazing is taking so much damage so quickly. He can't hold on to this. One Nexus turret is about to go down. Extinct did fall. Yamato Cannon takes that turret down. Mithy caught by the 90 caliber net, does get slowed. They can't even catch on for the kill on that. And just look at the amount of shredding on that tower that Heimerdingers Colossi are putting out. They are in front of the Nexus. They will take it down. This is surely game number 2 going towards Heimerdingers Colossi.
Yeah, and as you said, you hit the nail on the head. Extinct's whole purpose at the top lane there was to be the most irritating, slippery fish you've ever seen in your life, to stop Kha'Zix from going back, or better yet, baiting out the Destiny at top lane from Twisted Fate to ensure that the rest of his team would be in a 3v5 situation. They capitalized on it, picked up the tower, and surprise, surprise again, Heimerdingers Colossi, they take the lead, and they manage to actually convert it into a victory. So from getting Baron, all guns were ahead, all goals were straight down to the Nexus, and they just smashed it down. There's nothing really that Peculiar Gaming could do with Fizz split pushing like we saw at bot lane earlier. It draws players out towards him. They need to kill Fizz, otherwise he will take down those towers with the Lich Bane, as we were saying before, and just exquisitely done.
Yeah, and once again, Heimerdingers Colossi have their plan, they stick to it, and come out with the victory. And this is looking like a potentially one of the faster finals we've had here in the EU West Challenger Series. Again, Peculiar this time came out a lot stronger, I would say. I mean, for the first 20-25 minutes of that game, it was a very close game. It was only towards the end when Extinct really got the ball rolling with that Lich Bane, with the Zhonya's Hourglass and the Void Staff, and was able to just take down turrets and take down anybody that he really wanted to by teleporting in. That's when Heimerdingers Colossi were able to get the solid grasp of that game and take that one home, really. And Peculiar have got a little bit more work now to do. 2-0 down is a much darker place than 1-0 down in a best of 5. And now they need to make sure their resolve is enough to come back in game number 3.